Hey, what's up? My name's Anthony Resinello. I'm a dating coach in Los Angeles. Been doing it for the past 10 years, and today I'm gonna react to the famous scene in Hitch, where Will Smith approaches Eva Mendes, and let's see what happens.
She's some kind of newspaper columnist. Comes in there once in a while. Great temper.
What's her drink?
Usually beer. Tonight, Grey Goose Martini, dirty.
So, a bartender is not necessarily gonna give you the full details on a random woman in a packed bar like that. However, one thing that you do want to take from this is make friends with the bartender. If you are the type of guy that likes to go out to a bar and meet women with your friends, make friends with the bartenders, tip really, really well, and make sure you don't get on their bad side, because if you become the type of guy where every time you come in, he's like, oh God, here we go, this guy again, then it's not gonna be good for you in the future. You're gonna have eyes all over you. So make really good friends with the bartenders, I would say. I could see right now that he's bringing in some martinis because the bartender said that she's drinking martinis tonight, and look at his sly face, like he's like, yeah, I got martinis. I know what drink you want, baby. It doesn't matter. She doesn't care. That's not going to up the connection with her, up her attraction for him. Listen, if Joe Schmo came in with the same drink and the same stupid leather jacket and the same silly smirk on his face, it wouldn't make any difference to her. Because it's Will Smith or some Joe Schmo, 2 martinis in his hand is not gonna make a difference. What she cares about is actually enjoying herself, having a good time with somebody, and connecting.
Hi. I noticed your glass was getting a little low, so I took the liberty of bringing you another apple martini.
Thank you.
And I couldn't help but notice you look a lot like my next girlfriend.
First of all, I mean, do guys actually say that? Who would go up to a girl, you look a lot like my next girlfriend, and say it with no irony whatsoever? This is why this movie's a little kind of unrealistic, but okay.
What's your name?
They call me
I just love how Eva Mendes' character reacts so confidently and in control. It's hilarious.
Chip.
You can't get him to stop?
That was funny.
Listen, Chip, I understand the courage it takes to walk across a room and try to generate a relationship out of thin air, so don't take the following personally.
You have fantastic eyes.
Okay, so what he's doing right now, and you could see Will Smith rolling his eyes right there, is he's not listening whatsoever to the woman. He's just steamrolling her with his world, what he wants to say. And I know a lot of dating advice talks about that. Just, if she gives a negative reaction or whatever, just keep going with what you want to say. Most dating advice is really, really bad. Okay? When you connect with somebody at a bar, at a party, wherever it is, at a card game, if you're at a knitting party, doesn't matter. It's not about how you act. Nobody gives a crap how you act. What women and everybody care about is how you react to them. Okay? So what they're looking for is how scanned in, how kind of tuned in your eyes are on their face and their body language and their tonality and everything they're saying and doing in that moment. And then how you react in accordance with that. So just steamrolling, not a good idea. Now, at the same time, Chip could be nervous. I don't know. He doesn't look nervous. He just looks like a douche. But whatever, let's keep going.
Thanks. Try to listen. But this is no reflection on you. I'm just not interested. But thank you for the compliment of coming over.
You're welcome. So do you like Cuban food?
Chip, seriously, that was not code for I wish you'd try harder.
Eva Mendes' character is really great in this. She's really straightforward. She's really in control. She's really confident. Really cool type of person. Now, what I would personally do in this situation, if somebody asked me, is, I mean, it would be the disappointing answer. I would get up and say thanks and move on. Now, why? Because I don't really care about winning. I don't see a woman and go, yes, now it's up to me and my ego to try to win her, and that'll show how good I am at getting what. I don't care about that. Guess what? Relationships, dating, it really has to do with one thing. How much do you enjoy spending time with this person? And if you like doing that, well, maybe you want to spend more time with that person. That's all it is, right? It has nothing to do with me trying to win at the game of meeting this beautiful woman or something like that. I quit that game about like 15 years ago when I realized it really doesn't benefit me. It doesn't make me feel really cool. You know what makes me feel really cool? Having connections with really great people. That's all I care about. Don't care about anything else. So if I'm not going to connect with somebody here, I'm gonna connect with somebody else during the night. There's gonna be, I'm sure, a ton of pretty women at this bar, and I'm happy to connect with other women. Now, that's the answer that you don't wanna hear. So listen, if I had to stay there, what would I do? I would do the opposite of what Chip's doing. I wouldn't be acting, I would be reacting. So the first thing she said, she goes, I know how difficult it is to, conjure up a relationship out of nowhere in a place like this. Immediately, I'm listening to her. I'd say that first of all, I would see how perceptive she is. So I would comment, man, you're really perceptive. I didn't even think about that. And then I would say, you know what? It is pretty difficult in a loud place like this to just connect with somebody so quickly. How are you doing with that? Are you in a relationship? Do guys come up to you and are they able to do that? Or maybe I would, draw the attention to the rest of the bar and say, I wonder who in this bar right now just met for the first time. I wonder if they're feeling nervous. I wonder if they're thinking. And the reason why I would be doing that is because I could tell that she's a perceptive person that is good at analyzing. So I would bring it into that place. Right? But honestly, I'm not the type that likes to try to like climb mountains socially. I don't want to do work. I want to make things easy. So if somebody's already going, not interested, sorry, nice to meet you, I'll be like, sorry, that's fine. We can go somewhere else and meet people that are more interested. Don't break your back when it comes to dating, please.
Are you always so shut down and afraid that the right man might make you
Feel like a natural woman? Sorry I'm late, honey. I couldn't get a cab. How was the meeting?
Oh, well, there was a beginning, a middle, and an end. Nice to meet you, Chip.
You too.
Now, on the one hand, it is very difficult for a man to even speak to someone that looks like you. But on the other hand, should that be your problem?
So life's kind of hard all around.
Well, not if you pay attention. I mean, you're sending all the right signals. No earrings, heels under 2 inches, your hair is pulled back, you're wearing reading glasses with no book.
Okay, so what he's doing right now is if he actually was listening to that interaction, he would have seen that Eva Mendes' character is the type that's really perceptive, right? She mentioned how difficult it is to conjure up a relationship out of nowhere. That means that she's an intellectual. She likes analyzing people in relationships. So what is Will Smith doing? He's doing that right now, and he's also reacting to her in the moment.
Drinking a Grey Goose martini, which means you had a hell of a week and a beer just wouldn't do it. And if that wasn't clear enough, there's always the fuck off that you have stamped on your forehead. Because who's gonna believe that there's a man out there that could sit down beside a woman he doesn't know and genuinely be interested in who she is, what she does, without his own agenda?
Yeah, I wouldn't even know what that would look like. So what would a guy like that say?
Well, he'd say, my name is Alex Hitchens and I'm a consultant. But she wouldn't be interested in that because she'd probably be just counting the seconds until he left.
Thinking he was like every other guy.
Which life...
So what he did right there, basically she put him on the spot and said, so what would a guy like that say? That's putting him on the spot. That's making him say, that's making him try to impress her. She was doing that just for fun. Of course, what is the last thing you want to do is actually try to impress her in that place. You want to get playful. You want to disqualify yourself. You want to show a little humbleness. You want to shoot yourself down. You want to have that self-deprecating humor. It's exactly what he did.
Experience has taught her is a virtual certainty. But then he'd ask her name and what she did for a living, and she might blow him off. Or she might say,
I'm Sarah Milas. I run the gossip column at the Standard. And then he'd ask all these penetrating questions about it because he was sincerely, if atypically, interested.
no.
No.
He'd be interested. But he'd see that there was no way he could possibly make her realize that he was for real.
He could be funny and charming and refreshing.
This is too much. And by the way, I don't ever want you to go to a bar and try to do this kind of like he would say, she would say thing, role playing type of thing. This could go on forever, and you guys could never actually break it down and just be real people with each other and be friendly. It's too much stress, too much pressure. This is a movie. This is dialogue written to be special and really entertaining. In real life, this is way too high stakes. I mean, come on.
Original.
Wouldn't help.
Don't you hate it when that happens?
Not really. They'd both probably go on to lead the lives they were headed toward. And my guess is they'd do just fine. It's a pleasure to have met you, Sarah Milas.
Now, I don't know what his plan is here. I mean, I haven't seen this movie in a long time. The writers could very well be acting like he has a master plan. It's like, that's not the last she's seen of him. He's walking away, but he's gonna plan to make some entrance later on. And that's like, whoa. In real life, don't try this stuff. This is way too like built up and it honestly is. Anything that has to do with you planning in terms of dating is too much and is fake. So even though they're trying to show how not fake they are, if he does have some silly master plan, but if he truly is just getting up and walking away because he's like, all right, this woman's a little too kind of high standards in terms of what she's looking for me, I'm just gonna be polite, just gonna walk out, that's fine. And if he does by chance meet her in the future, randomly, then it'll actually come off organic and maybe they can interact with each other in a real way where they're connecting and they're showing their real selves, having some chemistry, having some fun together, where there's not these high stakes at this fancy bar with a leather blazer and all that stuff. So, all in all, what does this teach you? What can you take from this video? Number one, it teaches you don't be like Chip. Don't just act. Don't just come out with random stuff. In terms of building a relationship with anybody, whether you're at a business meeting, making a new friend, or meeting a man, meeting a woman, flirting with them, the best thing you could do is react to them. How do you react? You first have to observe. You have to look at how they're feeling. And not just from a superficial level. If you're looking really closely, if you're really tuned in on every little expression, every little piece of body language, every facial expression, every sound in their words that they make, you're gonna know how they're feeling. And based on how they're feeling, you can react. Now that's what Hitch was doing when he first sat down. He was reacting to her. Now, the way he was doing it, it was a little too much. It was a little too entertaining for the movie. That's it. Listen, if you like this video, please give it a like. Subscribe if you want. Hit the notifications if you want. But most of all, comment down below what you'd like me to react to next. Had a lot of fun today. This was my 3rd reaction video. I'm still getting used to it. It's a little weird with all these lights on me, but it's pretty fun. Bye-bye.
She's some kind of newspaper columnist. Comes in there once in a while. Great tipper. What's her drink? Usually beer. Tonight, Grey Goose Martini, dirty.